1 in 20 kids between the ages of 5 and 18 have a disability. You may think of a dozen potential obstacles they might face during their lifetime, but what about clothing, dressing themselves, and overall comfort? This is where Mindy Shire comes in.
The founder of the Runway of Dreams Foundation.
Runway of Dreams is the first 501c3 foundation to inspire, educate, and motivate designers and manufacturers to make adaptive versions of their mainstream clothing. This is Oliver. He was born with muscular dystrophy and became her beautiful inspiration for this foundation.
Oliver came home from school one day and said that his friends were wearing jeans to school the next day, and he really wanted to wear jeans with them. He was about 8 years old at that point, and it was the first time I was faced with a decision that I had to make, that either he went to school without wearing his leg braces because they wouldn't fit under the jeans, and he wouldn't be able to go to the bathroom by himself because he couldn't undo the button and zipper on his own. Or did I look at him and say, I'm sorry, you can't wear jeans like your friends do, and you have to wear sweatpants like you do every single day of your life. And it was truly at that moment that I felt that nobody should have to make a decision like that.
Mindy comes from a long career in the fashion industry, which only benefited her as she embarked on her journey to begin the Runway of Dreams.
The first, I would say 6 to 8 months were dedicated to research, because I didn't know if it was just my experience in our little world or our little community that had clothing challenges. So I created a survey that I put out on Facebook that spoke directly to the differently abled community, and almost instantaneously I got responses from all over the world. I had responses from dwarfism, from limb differences, to muscular dystrophy, cerebral palsy, like pretty much even diseases I had never heard of.
Mindy found there were 3 major issues. One was the closures, meaning the buttons, snaps, hooks, they were all a challenge. Next was a lack of adjustable clothing for waistbands, pant length, and sleeve length. Lastly, it came to her attention that there was a need for alternate ways to get into the clothing.
So I took those findings and worked with a technical designer, and we went to Kohl's and Target and basic stores, bought clothing off the rack, and sketched out the modifications.
Mindy went on to host 3 different focus groups. The first one was with 10 students from the Horizon School in Livingston. These 10 children flipped through magazines, marking the clothes that appealed to them.
It was exactly age appropriate. It was exactly what any other typical 15-year-old, 10-year-old, 20-year-old would want to wear.
Her next 2 focus groups were held with parents, caregivers, and professionals who deal directly with the differently abled.
It just confirmed what I had thought, that there's an entire demographic that's not being serviced by the fashion industry.
She's a human superhero because she's saving lives. So you may think that, oh my, they're not dying, but in a metaphorical way, saying that she is changing the lives of these parents, knowing that it will be easy for them and it will be easy for their kids to express themselves.
Mindy shared a story about an 18-year-old boy she met who was just accepted into Harvard.
He was so proud of himself and so thrilled that he got into categorically one of the greatest universities in our country, and all he wanted to do was wear jeans on the first day of school. And I thought there was such a powerful story and statement to say that, look what he has accomplished in his 18 years, and all he wants to do is wear a pair of jeans.
She's changing lives that could potentially never be changed.
The way that we're structured is that this is not going to be its own line of clothing. For example, we partnered with Tommy Hilfiger. It would be Tommy Hilfiger's brand. It would be everything Tommy Hilfiger that is approved by Runway of Dreams. We're really striving for the price point to be the same as what it would be for the typical version of it.
Meet Ryan. He recently learned about Runway of Dreams and instantly became a huge supporter.
It would benefit a lot of people. I've always had trouble finding clothes to wear, especially pants, obviously. I always had to find, if I wanted to wear jeans, I always had to wear jeans that had elastic bands around them because the regular jeans with the button, it just wouldn't fit around the braces because the straps on the top of the braces were too big. As I started getting older, I felt a little bit uncomfortable because I wanted to wear clothes just like any of them, like my other friends or even my family. I kind of felt left out in a way. And I feel like I would have been more comfortable with myself and my appearance if I had clothes that fit me better for my situation wearing leg braces.
Mindy one day saw Jillian Mercado on the Today Show. Jillian is a blogger, an executive editorial director, and a model who also has muscular dystrophy.
She emailed me and she told me her whole story, and like it hit home for me. I wish I knew her when I was younger, or my mom did at least.
Jillian got her start in modeling when she was part of Diesel's We Are Connected campaign, when she had an 8-page spread for the brand. She went on to become one of the ambassadors for Runway of Dreams.
If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do 100%, and it has to like somehow connect to me or my past, nevertheless.
When stylist Enji Hassan had her 5th year anniversary celebration with Bloomingdale's, she wanted to bring in a nonprofit foundation who could also benefit from the show. That nonprofit ended up being Runway of Dreams.
Our ambassador, Jillian Mercado, as well as Oliver, were in the show wearing modified versions of clothing that were purchased at Bloomingdale's. So it really was an amazing step towards showing and promoting that this could be.
And we got to show everybody, you know, the different modifications of a shirt that they could sell.
I felt like this is happening, and this is another step closer to this being a big thing in the public. It was very exciting for everyone.
I believe that our culture, our society has never been more ready for something like this to happen, as evidenced by the fact that we have disabled models going down the runway during Fashion Week. We are really trying to build our army right now so that we get so big and the groundswell is so large that the industry has no choice but to comply to having modifications to the clothing.
I would love, love, love to see, like, you know how in stores they have plus size and like petite size. They'd be like, hey, different kind of people size. Just to see it in a store available for everybody, that would be amazing.
Log on to runwayofdreams.org and click the button that says Join the Movement. You can also receive updates and hear new stories on Facebook. By sharing their mission, you have the potential to help people all over the world.
Join the team, everyone.